What's up, everybody? It's Indie Music Live episode 121. And as the show is getting older, and my name's JoeJoeKeys still, I realize that this month I am turning 40.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll see you later. Dave, take over.
It's all downhill, man. It happened a few years ago for me. But, you know.
You don't look a day over 60, Dave.
I know, but we're wiser. I mean, it's like we have so much wisdom now, and it's like 50 is the new 10. Or I don't know.
I always say 27 is the new 18.
Sure. But it's all about the ladies again this week, except for one artist, Luca Mar, which has a beautiful song that we'll get to at the end of the show. But yeah, Limberlost is here. Ladies. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Chan? Oh, wait. Dude.
Hello.
Chan likes the lovely ladies. Chan likes the lovely. That's what I meant.
Yeah, it's a true thing. True story.
How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty great. How are you guys doing? Glad to be here.
Awesome. Chan's in St. Louis, and a dear friend of mine. He was a past featured artist, and now he's helping us panel guest. As you know, past featured artists sometimes are able to come on and help us host and critique the show. He was supposed to be on a couple months ago, actually, but it was when we had a horrible snowstorm, and we just couldn't make it work because he couldn't come in the next night. So thanks for being here, dude, and I'm glad you're here. Let's go ahead and listen to some music. First things first, share this video out if you're having a good time. Let everybody know that this is the coolest place to hang out on Tuesday nights, starting at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Indie Music Plus Facebook page and YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and get things started. We also have Limberlost here tonight, featured artist. But first things first, let's go ahead and listen to some music. This is Nicole with Crazy.
See ya.
Indie Music Live 121. I'm JoeJoeKeys, as always, sitting here with Mr. David. I'm a big boy now, Werba. You like how I did that? I did that last week, but I don't think you could hear it. Who is this again, Dave? How'd you say your name?
I'm going with Asia, Nicole. Okay. Unless we misspelled it. If it's Asia, it's Asia. But yeah, it looks like Asia.
S-I-A.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe they can let us know in the comments. So who's going first here?
Well, it has to be Chan. Rite of passage.
Yeah. I love her voice. I'm not a huge fan of the auto-tune whole explosion.
I've heard that before.
You know, made it a thing. But I you know, having said that, I'd really love to hear her voice. But it's definitely, you know, one of those tunes that you hear in the club or in some club and everybody's just having a great time to it. And the video, you know, I mean, she's a lovely girl and it just looks like a lot of fun. I mean, it sounds like a lot of fun. Really cool too.
Definitely easy to watch. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
well,
sure, beautiful young lady. I mean, just dancing around the beach. I mean, it's
what are you gonna do?
Sorry, that's on it.
That's a big plus in this whole artistic music world, you know.
I mean, you put me in the same dress and on the same beach, and it's not gonna come off as good.
I mean, then it becomes a comedy video overnight. Just like that.
It's a parody.
No, I think this is cool. It's that oxymoronic genre that pops up, which is indie pop. And I enjoyed the tune though. It was catchy. It was nice. I think the auto-tune was subtle enough to be okay for me, but there was still something that I couldn't identify in the vocal effect that it didn't work for me. It sounded too softened or something. And I don't think it was the auto-tune. I think it was something else. It might have been like the EQ or something, or some effect on it where I wasn't really like feeling her voice enough. It just wasn't vibrant. It wasn't a vibrant like projection enough. Yeah. So yeah. Maybe
like it was limited, like a gate or
possibly, yeah. Overcompressed, like only the vocal track though, like because everything else was nice. There was something that just didn't match up there. So I would just take another pass on the mix and just be conscious of that. I don't know how else to say it because it's hard to identify. But
well, maybe you can think about it over the next song, and you can come back and let us.
I will, Joe. I will
rethink how to say it. Be a little nicer. No. Any other thoughts on those tunes, dudes?
Mm-mm.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. Like I said, we got Limberlost here as featured artist of the week, and we heard their song last week that we're gonna be listening to the same song, but it's still a good song, and we're gonna check out Camp Candle with "Feelin' Away" first. Let us know what you think in the comments. Share this video out, and we'll be right back. Hit it, Rob.
Dollars in the bank account, so
it's not gonna be exactly what Michael Jackson had, but we can make it work.
Can you not get mascara in my eye?
I'm close to you, but I wonder. Could you read me when I'm under? Since that could keep me here all night. Maybe you can show me what you like. Feeling away, feeling away, feeling away. Maybe love is a vehicle.
Am I muted still?
Oh, you're good, here? Man.
Hello?
Houston.
Okay. Camp Candle. That was Feelin' Away. That's feeling away, like not gone, but a type away, I think. And I was liking this tune. Dave was saying it's real warm sounding, so I'm going to take that one away from you.
Thank you.
Dave, what'd you think?
This was it was interesting. I mean, I think you'll have a totally different experience without watching the video and just listening to the music. Like the people listening on the podcast, I'm sure just may have a different vision of what's going on here. The video is interesting. It was kind of funny. My take on the video is that it was like her daydream because it's in her house and she sets up a disco ball and just kind of projects herself into this different world. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was funny to me. I don't know if that's what she was going for and everything, but the music, I really liked the song. It was like a really warm mix. It kind of like the trance R&B type of space, which I love. I just love that mix of genres. And yeah, man, I was really digging this one, man. What do you think, Chan?
I was just thinking, actually, I have a YouTube folder on my profile that I have a cache of tunes that I like to play when I'm, doing stuff around the house or cooking or what have you. And it's called Chill, and this would definitely find its way into that because it's, there's if you're listening early morning or something like that, I don't like harsh tunes. I like ambient, like James Young kind of stuff, and all that stuff. And this would find its way definitely in there for me, I think.
Yeah, it had a real wide atmosphere, which I love. Like there was just a lot of space filled up in the mix, and just a mild dance vibe. It's not like high energy, but I really dug it. Joe, what do you think, man?
So Mark Cave is in here, and he said he's part of the duo Camp Candle. I think he's the dude in the beginning of the video. I kind of cut the very beginning a little short because it was some acting. We tried to keep the samples to 2 minutes. So if I would have let it go, we wouldn't have got as much music. But Mark's here, so thanks for watching, Mark. I wouldn't put in the show if it didn't do something for me. I enjoy this kind of music a lot. I like all kinds of genres. So I just felt that this was real genuine, and I like the song and everything. So let's say hello to a couple people: Mimi Craig, Ronica Lynn, Bobby Stamps, Allie Redding, Sarah Rivas, Jimmy Youngman, Mark K was here, Louis Oliart. If you guys remember, Louis Oliart is the featured artist a few months ago out of LA. He's going to be coming back as a panel guest here in a couple weeks. Doug Wolfgram, Vince Perriello, John Edwards, Juan Cabrera. Nadira was here for a while. Maria also. Okay, lots of people here tonight. So this is the time we're going to bring in our featured artist. So get dressed, everybody. Put your pants on. All right, ready? And
they just pulled it on just in time. He just pulled his pants up.
So featured artist Limberlost. We checked out their music right before we finished up the show last week. So how is everybody doing?
Great, man.
Awesome, dude.
Good. Thanks for being here early and getting everything set up with us. We really appreciate that. And the internet seems to be working okay. So this is the time when I have whoever's kind of the spokesperson of the band sort of give us your elevator pitch of, if I just meet you and you say I'm in a band and I say, oh yeah, what kind of band? That kind of thing. And then give us a brief explanation of Long Shadows. We're going to listen to the song and then we'll come back deeper with Dave.
Yeah.
So who's talking?
Take it away, Crystal.
All right. So we're Limberlost, and we are local rock band of the Pacific Northwest, and we just love music. So that's what we do. We get together and we do what makes us happy, So the fact that we get to put songs together and that other people get to enjoy it as well is super, super awesome,
Awesome.
So Long Shadows.
Long Shadows. That's actually, I think, one of the most important songs to me that we've done to date. It's a really great riff that Ricky had been messing around with for a couple of years, really. And I finally was like, we just need to sit down and do something with this. And it was at a time when I had just kind of gone through a really rough year in my life, where I had really kind of gone some rounds with depression. And finding that place where you're not going to give up and you're not going to give in, and you're not going to let it win. You're going to kick its butt, So that's what the song is. It's a fight song about making it through that kind of thing.
Awesome. So let's kick its butt. Long Shadows by Limberlost. Let us know what you think in the comments. Share this video out. We're going to come back, get deeper with Dave right after this.
Yeah.
It's unrelenting. It comes in slow like a drift on a stream. Pulls me under in agony. The long shadows bring me down on my knees, drowning in tiny tragedies. But it's impressed on my soul to resist. I'm not going on like this, yeah. Hey! Oh, you come around again. And this time I'm ready. Yeah. I'm running hard for the break of the dawn. Take your shot. You can't catch me. I'm gone.
Deeper with Dave. Deeper with Dave. Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by.
All right, so we have Limberlost here, left to right, at least my left to right. We have Crystal. And then we have the man that's known as the Stuart Sutcliffe of Northern Washington, Ray. He goes by Ray. That's it, just Ray. Then we have Ricky, Ricky, the guitarist. We have Serica, background vocals, and then we have Mike, drums. So, something I like to do in a lot of these interviews, I love just kind of going back to the beginning and just understanding the genesis of how you guys formed and how you created your sound. So, reading through your bio and everything, it sounds like it all started with Ricky and Mike, right? Is that correct?
Definitely.
Yeah. So reading through your bio, it sounds like there's like a 3-year span in the beginning. Where was it just the two of you just kind of like writing songs together? Mike, you want to just say a few words?
Yeah, it was kind of like that. Kind of like that, but we actually went through a couple other players. We had another couple that we wrote music with for about a year, a husband and wife duo, and that just didn't quite work out. Great people, just didn't quite mesh, didn't have the same vision. And then we went through some stuff, just kind of, in other music areas, just other projects and stuff that were going on at the same time. And it was through some of that where I ended up at a different church, and that's when I met Crystal. And
gotcha. And I'm sure you've been asked this question multiple times, but yeah, I want to know that time when you met Crystal and when it clicked in your head. It's like, hey, I think this is it. Like, was it after a practice or like what? When did it just be like?
It's a specific story because my wife and I were looking for a church to attend. We just moved back up here from California, so we were playing church hop, trying to find a place to, call home. And I went to this church before and didn't get that warm fuzzy the first time I was there. So we went around and did some other stuff for about a year or two, and then we decided to go back to it because it was kind of in our hometown. And it was about our third trip in. I was watching we were sitting there, and the worship team came out to play, and this little curly-haired girl bounces out with her acoustic guitar, singing some worship tunes and stuff. And I'm watching. I just remember I leaned over to my wife and I go, singer.
Oh, you knew it right there.
So then I weaseled my way onto the worship team.
Yes, he did. He infiltrated.
Oh, you start working the strategy on how to. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, and then I brought him over to the church, and we kind of the band. We were kind of a worship team and a band at the same time, and then we just kind of became a band. And
Yeah.
All right. So how about Crystal? How about your perspective? Once like you started practicing with these guys, like was this the first time you were getting into kind of like harder rock if you were playing acoustic before? And how'd you feel about it?
So I was raised on like ZZ Top and Bon Jovi, so and hard.
Okay.
So I'm down with the rock and roll. That was not an issue for me at all. The acoustic is mostly just because that's what I had been playing at church, is why that kind of came along with me. And I tend to, it's easier to kind of communicate when I have a guitar in my hands what we're working on as far as songwriting. So it just kind of naturally fit in the beginning. But the last 3 or 4 songs that we've put together have been without me playing guitar at all. So we kind of have both things going on.
Well, that's cool. Something I noticed. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, what was that, Ray?
He's like on a flying V now, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. Well, something I noticed watching some of your videos and just looking at pictures, it looks like you guys just, have an awesome time together. You love playing together, being on stage. You got this like chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
We did a run of shows last year where we had like 6 shows in 8 days, which for a local band, that's kind of a huge deal. And at the end of it, I thought I was going to be just completely trashed. But I woke up on Monday morning and I'm like, I have never felt better in my entire life, because this is like medicine, being with these people and what we're doing together. It was just, it's food
Time to go on the road.
Yeah, exactly. No, it sounds so. It also looks like you've started to have some like regional success. You won some like local awards and everything. What's the plan? Are you going to try and start branching out to different states? Set up more of like a national tour, even if it's kind of like low level indie. Is that what you're thinking?
No, these are things that I would have to tell you and then kill you. But no.
Oh, come on.
The goal is always to see where we can take it.
Yeah.
And the idea that trying to fit into the box that is the music business sometimes. Never really subscribed to that. I think that there's 100 different ways to skin a cat. So yes, our goal is to get out and branch out. We've been looking at really utilizing the internet. The ability to expand your voice through that internationally.
Well, Mike, if you've held on to that viewpoint like decades, like I have, then you're being proven as a futurist, because it's just independence is kind of where we've moved towards.
Right,
and I don't want to go too much on a tangent here, but basically like major labels like 20 years ago, they would have 100 acts on their label, and they do development deals. They'd give a band $100,000 and all that. Right today, they have like 4 or 5 bands, and they put all their money into them. So what happens to all the A&R reps? They disappeared. Right. And then basically all these new tools and software come out where it's like, hey, like we can actually like do this ourselves now. We really can do it. We can't, it's not almost impossible like it was like 20 years ago. See, there you go. You're holding up your album right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
To your point, I have a friend that just, I can't say their names because they haven't officially announced it, but they just got a distribution deal with Sony, and they're not.
Yeah, and those still exist. Yeah, the distribution deals still exist, but yeah.
Great. Getting a huge cut of the money back, and they're getting some tour support, and and they're not having to go out and do the grind of 300 shows and 350 days kind of thing to try and make a name for themselves. They did it out of their, their house basically, with some trips to Memphis and so on and so forth. But the deal is that there's a lot of doorways out there, and it's kind of fun just to kick on them and see which one's open and see where they lead you. We just nailed a deal where we're going to go play this festival out of state, over Labor Day, and this guy supposedly has got some really big stuff lined up that's across the country. We'll be out on your side if this all works. So,
oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's something that Joe and I take pride in, because this is another major channel for you guys, because we have listeners and viewers all over the world. I don't know, 3,000 to 5,000 people will see this, maybe more. But
that's awesome.
Thank you very much. I mean, we're having a blast. It just keeps going, this whole thing. And so yeah, it's been a really slow ride in terms of independence becoming real, where you can really do it. It seems like it's happened over 25 years, but it seems to get better every year because there's more places where you can actually earn money It's not just like playing live as the only way you can pay your bills. You can, you know, you can make sales online. You can, you know, get paid for streams. And Joe and I are really into like the whole blockchain space, and there's a lot of development going on there and everything. But anyway, so this is also an audio podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud. So for the people listening, where can they find you?
Oh gosh, we're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Right? We're the Illuminati. No, you can find us on Facebook. We're Limberlost Music on Facebook. And you can find us right now on iTunes. We're getting our step on CD Baby if you want to get a hold of the actual fancy schmancy disc.
www.limberlostmusic.com is our home webpage.
Okay, cool.
There. Link up to everything from there.
Yeah, you'll see all the social handles. Awesome. All right, so we're going to move on. It was a blast to have you there. Some random human just walked in the background, but I guess we'll just like... Oh, is that the bass? Hey, there's the bassist. Ben. He had a 10-second appearance in the interview. It was nice to see you. But yeah, Rob, we're going to move on. We're going to cue up the next tune here, which I believe I have to double check on this. It's called Therapy by Kristen. Let's cue it up. Just like this. Dave. Yeah, the double swirl.
I need some therapy to get you off of my mind. No one ever taught me to leave the past behind. 'Cause every time I look in the mirror, I see your face a little more clearer. You left a part of you with me, whether you like it or not. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. Moves for you is nothing more than what you deserve. That every sign and page will wipe your name off the earth. 'Cause every time I look in the mirror, I see your face a little more clearer. You left a part of you with me, whether you like it or not. Get out of my head. Get out of my
All right, that was Therapy by the band Kristen. And I noticed on the screen there, it said Kristen.band. I didn't go and check if that's the website, but if it is, I think that's pretty cool. I wonder if that's going to catch on. I wonder if like bands are going to just start using that as the their domain rather than .coms. I don't know. I think that's kind of interesting, but pretty cool tune here. This is, it's got a mainstream flavor. I think this song was really well done. I couldn't like place the names of all the references. It was just kind of like, you know, crossover, like alt rock type of pop, you know, crossover type of feel. But I wasn't feeling the chorus, man. I gotta say, I hate to say it, I just wasn't feeling the chorus. I feel it like it detracted from where the song was going. And I've had several songs in the past that I've written like this, where I got this awesome verse. It's like so cool. I'm like, and I just could never come up with a chorus that matched what I did in the verse, like matched the energy and the sound and everything. And it's like, all right, I got to just get this thing done. And I just did a real simple progression, you know, let's just get through the chorus and everything. That's just what I was feeling in this. I think they just a little more time. They could add a much better chorus that better fit with the energy and the atmosphere of the rest of the tune, man. Gotta say it. Chan, what do you think?
I was thinking like you kind of said, you know, a lot of times the chorus gets a little bigger, you know, for whatever the tune is, and it was almost. I don't dislike it. Maybe as much as you do, but they were definitely going for like a hook, get out of my head, like an earworm kind of thing.
Yeah.
It you know, it was a cool little happy little poppy tune. They seem like they're a fun band to see live, and I don't buy a whole lot of CDs or do any, you know, many downloads unless there's something that's absolutely knocking me out. And, you know, and that happens to be like, you know, Elbow or Radiohead or, you know, something like that. There aren't many discs that I'd buy, but I'd definitely go see this band live. That's for sure. Just to see if the rest of, you know, their sound fits what's going on with that tune.
Well, lucky for you, man. They're just a couple hours away in Indianapolis. So actually the bass player on this song, I'm wondering if I know this guy because he has a specific sound, and there's a guy I'm sure there's lots of guys in Indianapolis that are really funky bass players, but this guy has sort of an original sound, and I'm just wondering if it's him. And I don't even remember his name, to be honest with you. If I saw his picture and saw his name, I would be like, yeah, that is him. So anyway, I really, really like this song. I thought it was very Sheryl Crow-ish in a lot of ways.
Yeah, not bad.
That vibe, that smooth sort of alternative funk vibe. And I'm not a huge Sheryl Crow fan, but I like her vibe a lot. And I really like this song. I thought it was great. So, but let's move on. Let's listen to the last tune of the night. Dave, who is this?
Luca Mar, I believe.
Deer in headlights. What?
Luca Mar, dude.
Is it Luca Mar dude or is it Luca Mar?
I think it's Luca dude. No, it's Esperanza by Luca Mar. I love this tune, man.
Sweet. I thought you might like this one. Let us know what you think in the comments. We'll be right back.
Esperanza by Luca Mar. I'm going to save my thoughts. We're going right to Chan on this first. Chan, what do you think, man?
This tune was definitely one of those tunes that I'd sit around wishing that I had written. And, I mean, I really like this one. It sounds like stuff actually that I'm, you know, doing now. Like you guys reviewed one of my poppier tunes, but like, you know, like we've got some things that are real ethereal happening, some, you know, some matched vocals, like harmonized, like verse vocals, not just something in the background or something in the chorus. But, you know, my band YouPeopl, we do some things that, you know, two people are singing at the same time. And that really has always appealed to me. And these guys have an electronic element, and like I can hear it live. You know, I could hear that they probably have like a live acoustic drummer with some tracks that he's playing along to maybe. And that was a band, you know, another band that I played with, we did that as well. And I love that sound because it gives the live aspect some push and pull, some breath, and some life.
And some huge synth to fill up the spectrum there. Yeah.
Dynamic. Yep.
Dude, I like one of my 10 favorite songs of all time is a song called Feel It All Around by the band Washed Out.
Yeah.
If that doesn't register right away, it's the themes. If that doesn't register right away, it's a theme song for Portlandia. Like that tune, that's one of my favorite songs of all time. And I just get lost in it, right? And listening to this, I had the same feeling, man. It's that same type of vibe, like this huge spectrum of sound, man, where it just draws you in and you just want to like sit back and close your eyes. And like it just has this, maybe it's just me. It sounds like you too, Chan. We'll hear from Joe and everything, but I just got totally lost in the sound. Like it had a major impact on me. And if that's happening, I mean, they're doing something here, man. It's like this Luca Mar, dude. I mean, it is one of my favorites in the history of Indie Music Plus.
Oh, wow.
And to prove that, to prove that, I'm thinking of making a blog post about this, Joe, is a list of the songs that I actually went to Spotify and added to playlists like right after I listened. It's only happened about 20 times in the past few years. Mm-hmm. So I listened to this tune. I went right to Spotify, added to my playlist because I knew I'm going to want to listen to this like 50 more times in my life at least.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know if we have that long left, Dave.
I got like 6 months left.
So I think it's pretty safe to say that this was the highlight tune of the night. I know I love this kind of stuff. I always have been into this genre as well. So, you know, we like to represent all genres of indie music and stuff. But these guys are sort of the epitome of the indie music sound, you know, or the alt rock or the indie rock type of sound that's better known to most people. When you think of indie, you may think of more of a rock sound. When indie, the whole saying with Indie Music Plus is, you know, indie isn't a genre, it's an attitude. But still, indie sort of tends to sound, you know, like Luca Mar. So, Chan, let everybody know where we can find YouPeopl. We're gonna wrap this bad boy up.
We are so far actually on Mother's Day, the 13th. We're signing. I can't say the label yet.
Oh, come on.
Because they told us to keep it on the DL. We are signing, you know, they may be watching right now. So
I'll send you a full Bitcoin if you say it right now.
Anyway, we're signing to a label. They're going to work out distribution, and you'll find us everywhere. I think you can find music.
Cool. So this is your last show on Indie Music Live, then, is what you're saying? Since you're not indie anymore.
It's not a major. It is definitely an indie. But yeah, hopefully I'm doing a documentary with a filmmaker here about being a black musician, rock genre, and we hope to tie the album in with that.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Is that like the culmination of the story where you get signed?
No, actually, no. It's well, what's going to happen is we need to get to New York and talk to like Rick Skater and Jimmy Hazel and Vernon Reed and some. Going to Memphis on Saturday to talk to Ben Kenny from Incubus, and we need funding, so we're gonna put a Kickstarter together and, you know, send us $5, you get a digital download. Send us $10, you get a physical copy of the digital download. And then my buddy's got an app and a company called Soundwave Art, and you can, and with our CD cover, you can scan that and like see like excerpts from the film and like footage of us maybe recording and
awesome, dude,
things like that. Yeah, so we got a busy year.
You grew a tail, man.
I grew a tail.
Mhm.
Oh, the cat.
Oh,
there it is.
that's
Yeah.
My little buddy, Mr. Rumford.
Well, that's great, man. Good for you. So, what's the label again? I almost got you on that one.
I'll tell you next time.
All right. Well, you let us know, and we'll definitely be having you back here in a few months. So, everybody, thanks again for hanging out with us. Remember, this is the coolest place to hang out on Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Well, most Tuesday nights, barring any act of God or illness or death or something like that. Yeah. So anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Dave, any final thoughts?
That's it, man. Let's do this.
All right, cool. Robert Hicks with Hixvideo making us look really hot tonight. Extra hot. I mean, look at me. I am so hot. Thanks to Rob. Anyway, you need professional live streaming. Rob's your dude. Hixvideo, Hixvideo. You can look it up on Facebook right now. Until then, though, we'll see you next week. Peace. Oh, there's my wave. See ya.